Yes, it's your boy Elzenitho. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from and when you're watching this video. So today we are going to be doing a design replication. I got a design from Pinterest. This is the design. Alright. So we're going to be doing something similar to this. It's going to be a very long tutorial. I'm going to do it as it relates to Nigeria. Just give it this Nigerian vibe and stuff like that. So I already downloaded a character that I intend to use. So I intend to use the character of a lady, and I downloaded the sound and a bit of TV that I'm going to use, and also the background. So yeah, let's just open it. We're going to just open it and just keep it somewhere. And so these are the elements. So the first one is this lady looking very melancholy. Then we have the sound that we're going to use, we have the background, and we have the TVs. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, we're going to be working with 4000 by 4600. And for our background, let's just work with black. And then we'll create. So our design will not be as long as this, right? So it's going to be, let's extend it a little bit. Yeah, like this. So for this, we're going to just create a solid color, ensure it's black, press OK. So we are good to go. The first thing we want to do, as usual, is not to probably work on the lady. The first thing you want to do is to ensure that the lady is like the last thing that will even come in. You want to ensure that you set the scenery, the sound, place the TVs and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we want to do is bring in the sound, and to do that we just drag this in into Photoshop. Right, so I'm just going to bring it down. You hold down Shift, then you can drag up and down and to snap to the canvas. So yeah, this is the sound, right? I can rasterize layer. So what we want to then do is to remove every other part that is not sandy. So yeah, I'm going to take my brush to quick selection tool, then just select all the parts I need to select aside the sound, as every other sound part aside. You get what I'm saying? So anyways, after doing that, the next thing you want to do is go to select inverse, then choose your layer mask. Okay, we're not supposed to go to inverse, right? After selecting, let me do that again. After selecting, just come down to your layer mask. It automatically picks out the sound, but you can see that this part is still showing. So what you want to do is select your layer mask, take your brush, reduce the size of your brush, ensure that it is currently at black, because black means you want to take it off. And so we just take out those parts that you don't need. So yeah, now we have our sound. Now the next thing you want to then do is bring in your background, right? So this is the background I was able to download. The sound and the background were gotten from Freepik. So I'm going to also drop the link to the tutorial. So yeah, we have this background, a pretty cool simple background of a sky skin. Then we can just bring this in, and so we have this. You can see that it is looking similar. We definitely will need to include those dark vibe and all those things. But for now, we have this, and like where it is going. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. So now that we have our sky and we have our sun, the next thing is to arrange. Now this is where the work goes. And this is why sometimes it's very good for you to just not stress yourself by downloading the necessary things. For example, I did not bother myself to download images that are not PNGs because I know that I would definitely need to remove them. And so just like these TVs, right, the way it was placed, a lot of them are like they are repeated. So you can see that this part is the same with this. This one is also the same with this, also the same with this, also the same with this. This is also the same with I think this. But I mean, there are a lot of repetitions, right? So I was able to download 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs, and the idea was to just watch the idea. So I'm going to bring them in one by one. So just going to place them. So I'm just going to place them one by one. Just follow me as I do that. So this one comes here, TV1. TV1 comes here, and I'm going to duplicate this, and let's call it TV2, right? And so for this, I will just flip it. So flip horizontally, and so that it can stand here, then others can come in, so that we have a foundation to work with. So yeah, this is the first set. Then we're going to bring in one that faces directly to the camera, which is this one. Then also you can see that this does not have anything on the screen, and so yeah, it's better for us. Now after laying all these TVs, we are going to probably go online and bring in. The idea is to make it Nigeria related. So each TV screen will have like a past event in this Buhari administration, right? So each TV will have like a past event. So that's the idea I'm going for. So for this TV1, let's push it. Yeah, let's push it a bit. Then for TV2 as well, let's push it a bit. So we can have a space for another TV. Let's call this TV3. So that another TV can come in here. So another TV is going to be brought in here, and we're going to use this particular one. Alright, so I'm just going to, yeah, you can see that the bottom part, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you can see this piece is flat, then there's a bit of it like that. So that's basically what we are going to do. And so we have the TVs properly arranged like this. For TV1, we can still push it in a little bit. Yeah, something like this. For TV2 as well, we can push it in a little bit. And then for TV3, we can bring it a little bit to this side. Then this is going to be called TV4. Then for TV4, we can make it slightly bigger. Yeah, slightly bigger like this, so that exactly. So TV3, let's still adjust it. TV4, exactly. So we have our TVs. Yeah, we have our TVs properly laid out like this. So the next thing we want to do is start placing them one by one as well. So we want to bring in another TV. Let's bring in this particular one. So I'm just going to place it at the top, like so. So this is going to be called TV5. The bottom would have 4, the next we have 3, then we have 2, then we have 1. Since we are working with a smaller dimension, right? We are not working with this. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers, but we are working with just 4 layers. So we'll try our best also to ensure that we have enough TVs represented. So TV5, let's go. Which one have we not used? Okay, not use this as well. Alright, so I'm going to just I'm going to try my best to properly arrange this so it doesn't look like one is falling off. This is TV6. So TV5, let's push it slightly to the side. Right. Now for TV2, this one, I'm going to just use my desktop to slightly push it up, just slightly, so that it looks as though, so that TV6 can properly place on this like this. Then TV5 can come in like this. Then one more TV can come here, and the TV that we want to bring here is TV3. So TV3, Ctrl J, come up here, call it TV7. Right, so yeah, just properly align it. Alright, we are looking good so far. Yeah, so now the next one is to bring in, let's bring in this as well again. You just have to keep placing TVs, So we're going to call this TV8. Now, because we want this one to look better, there's a way to like change the perspective, and to do that you just use your perspective warp. And what you want to do is just it's a very powerful tool. So then you just bring in the second one, you place it like so. When you have properly set the placement, like the perspective of the TV, then you can just press enter. Now you can then rearrange it whichever way you want. You can see it looks better now. Now press enter. When you zoom out, you can see it's better now. So that's one way to use your perspective warp tool. So I'm just going to rasterize this so that I can properly place this. Now let's start bringing in now we have to start making the TVs smaller, right? So let's pick any one from number 3. Now let's pick number 4. Make it smaller as well. So bring it up here. It's going to be TV9. Smaller. Alright, so now that we have that, we can bring in something else as well. Let's shift this way. Let's change number 5, make it TV10. Like I said, this is going to be a very long tutorial, so bear with me. Alright, so we have this. You can place this here. because I want to make sure that you can see that I mean it's a lot of TVs, but I want to put something here. I'm going to put a radio system here. So I'm going to go to radio player. I'm currently using the second screen, right? So here with me. Alright, so I've been able to download an old radio set that I think would fit that place. So this particular radio set, but you can see that there's something beneath it, like a white background. So to properly remove that, I'll just take any of my selection tool and just pick out the parts I don't want. Alright, just delete, and then I can drag it into this place. I'm just going to make it very, very small. Yeah, something like this. Then we are going to duplicate TV time, which is this. This I want TV8. I mean, we're going to duplicate TV8, which is this, and we're going to flip it horizontally. Yeah, something like this. We're going to flip it horizontally, then we're going to pick another TV, any TV, random TV that we want. Yeah, we can pick this one. Yeah, something like this. So this is going to be our last TV, and we're going to make it the smallest. Then I thought of, okay, let's make it TV 10, or there's already a TV 10, TV 11, and this TV 12. Excuse me. I thought of bringing this as well, just to give it our own unique vibe. So this can be somewhere here, small. The idea is to show past events, or in terms of video or audio. So yeah, so we have this, right? Let's save our work. And so we're going to save it as 8 years more. And so yeah, basically this is what we have our TV. You can just select from the first one down to the last one, group them all together and cover them with TVs. And so we can reduce the size if we want, we can extend it if we want, since they are TVs, and we'll still do some other editing and stuff like that. And so yeah, I'm going to just stick with the way it is right now. So what I want to now do now is I'm going to make sure that the TVs have like the screens are clear, so I can easily bring in something, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, to do that I'll take it one by one. So first I need to rasterize everything. Everyone that needs to be rasterized. Alright, now that we have TVs rasterized, you can see that the only one that we need to actually cut the screen out are these ones, like 1, 2, 3, 4. The rest automatically has their screen out. So TV1, TV2, you need to remove your screen. And to do that, very simple, just it's going to be a very rough sketch, right? So just select yeah, something like this. Just stop here and just delete. Same thing here. So I'm going to pause it and just do the rest like that. Alright, so I've been able to cut out every of the the screen that needs to be cut out. And so the next thing we want to then do is I have been able to also download some prominent news during the time of Buhari, right? And so I'm going to just do a test run for one and also see how it goes. So the first one I want to do is this. For each TV, because it's going to take time, right? For each TV, we are going to create a layer, right? A layer of a screen, and we're going to place the image. So for example, let's go down to number 3. This is number 3 here, you can see. So for example, for number 3, what we want to do is we are going to create underneath it a new layer, right? And we'll call it 3 screen or screen 3. And so what we want to do there is we are going to just get our pen tool and ensure that our color is white, and I'm just going to select round the screen, just round like that, and then press fill path and OK. And now that we have selected around the screen, you can see that this is the white. Now it is very easy for me to now then go to my downloads and bring in an image that I want to replace in the screen, right? And so this is a very popular image that every Nigerian we've seen, and it was a tough time then. But so the way it is you can make it large like this, but whatever it is you're going to be doing, which is this image, let's just call it image. So you're going to just clip it to the screen, so it stays in the screen, right? You can see. So let's save it. So this is exactly what you're going to be doing for every single TV. And so I'm going to do one more, then I'm going to pause it and just do for the rest. So let's just do for number TV4, which is this. And to do that also, like I said, you just create a new screen, or instead of creating a new screen, you can just take this, group it into screen 3, right? Then duplicate it. When you duplicate it, you can drag this here and just bring it up here and call it screen 4. And so instead of this particular screen being there, we just go in and pick another image, right, that we're going to use. And so we're going to be using this image for screen 4. That's the Lekki image, and we'll just power clip it in. And now you can see that the difference between this and this is this has a form of lens attached to it, while this one is just a plain image. So there's this lens that I have. I hope I still have it. Now if you don't have it, I think I can just work with this. Excuse me. So what I'll do is I'll just work with this, right? So I'll just open this as a new Photoshop this thing. I can delete this, and and I'll just pick using my circle. I'll just pick the parts that I need. So using my ellipse, I just place it properly. Then just hold down Control and click on the ellipse so that it can auto select. Then making sure that your layer is selected, as the layer for the screen is selected, then you can just Control J, and so we have this. So you can bring this in to your design, just drop it here. So this is going to be called lens. Now I'm going to first I'm going to make it large to some extent. Then I'm going to just adjust it whichever way that suits me. Exactly, something like this. You can see the difference, right? Now you can feel that what's it called? You can feel that lens vibe. And so that's basically what we're going for. And since it is coming out here, we just attach it as well. We are good to go. So yeah, we have this and we have this. It's looking cool already. And so I'm going to pause the video now and just do for the rest. And I'm going to see you in the next 2 minutes. Alright guys, so after a long while, I've been able to place all the images I downloaded into the TVs, right? And so this is how it looks like. Pretty nice, right? So we're not done because we still need to do some certain things. Number one, if you look at this image that we're looking at, number one, it's glowing, right? So we need to ensure that the TVs have a bit of glow, if not as much as this, but to some extent there's a bit of glow coming out. Then also the TVs are they are placed side by side with each other, so there's a need to show their shadow, and so we are going to be doing that, right? I think the first thing we want to do is to so there are two things we want to do. First of all, we want to ensure that there's light reflecting from the screen. Then also want to add shadows to the TVs. So the first thing we want to do is adding. We want to add the shadow first. Let's see. Do we want to add the shadow first? So we'll just pick one. Right. Let's start with this down part, right? So let's add the shadow first. So we're going to go to the first TV here, which is this. We're going to zoom in, create the layer, and call it shadow or shade, right? And so we are going to just switch, take our brush, increase the size. We're going to just paint across. So don't worry, we are going to clip it to our TV, only our TV. Now, before we continue, if you zoom in, you can see this black, white effect, like the white background. We don't want that, so I'll just quickly remove that. Yeah, take that away. Exactly. So let's continue with our shading. So yeah, we have this shaded this way. So if you turn it up, you can see the difference, right? So same with, now you can see some TVs have this white stuff, so we'll adjust that later. So let's just take it one step at a time. So TV2, this is our TV2. TV2 as well as this white background thing, and so we're going to cut it off. Delete. So now let's apply a new layer, call it shade. Then as well, take your brush too and just shade out those parts that you know that just shade them out. Right, and so remember we can't just leave it as just black, so we have to use multiply. Then we can reduce the shade a little bit. Then let's go to the first one as well. TV shade, multiply, and reduce it slightly. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, something like this still works. So TV2 and TV1, they are done. Let's go to TV3. TV3 also has this white background attached to it, but not so much. So I'm going to just take the part that needs to be cut out. Yeah, exactly like this. Then create a new layer, shade as well, clip to background, and you can just they're standing side by side, so, and even a TV is standing on it, so definitely it will give that vibe of something being next to it. So as usual, multiply, and the next one is TV4. Create a new layer, shade, clip it to TV as well. We'll create this as well. We'll just give it some nice shading. You can see this is not a real TV, it's just like a clip art. So I mean, we don't mind. Multiply. So we have our first set of TV done. So I'm going to do the rest and I'm going to continue from there. Let me just. Alright, so I've been able to what's it called, add some necessary shadows to it, as you can see. Right, so yeah. We need to adjust the sand. We need to adjust the sand. Let's just apply the layer mask. So let's make it slightly bigger. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, exactly. Something like this. So we have our TV. Excuse me. We have our TV, which is this. You can see. You can push it slightly up as well. So we have this, and it's almost similar, but not so similar. But I mean, we're getting there. So the next thing I want to do is add some like bit of glue to each screen. So we're going to take it again from the first screen, which is TV1, and this is TV1. So under TV1, under screen, just open our screen, and for the glue, instead of going through the stress of creating a glue, I have a glue, this particular glue that I use, although it is golden color, but we can just make it pure white. So just bear with me, let me bring it in properly. So TV1, under TV1 screen, then we bring in our glue. Right, we place it here, and just hold any part and hold down Alt, and And so we have this glue here, like so. Yeah, I'm just going to have it like this. So rasterize. So we're going to we're going to make it just plain white, and to do that, just turn this to this. Like, let me just remove the saturation. And so when we press screen or color dodge, you can see the difference. But I think we'll work with screen. Let's see if this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place the globe at the top of the TVs, right? Just at the top. And this way I'm placing it is, I think, just so that the reflection can come and show on the TVs, right? There's a need for us to place it at the top. I mean, it might not be effective right now until, no, I'm going to bring it outside. I'm just going to bring it outside. It might not be effective right now until we like change the view, or like change the environment from light, the way it is lighted up now, to like a dark vibe, just like this dark vibe. So Ctrl J, I'm just going to place them one after the other. I'm going to add a bit of blur to this, so that's yeah, so that the effect is not showing. Let me see if I can use color dodge. No, color dodge is not okay. So we just stick with our screen. Just stick with your screen. Let's see how it's going to look like. I mean, if it doesn't look okay after I'm done, it's just a matter of just removing it or just switching it to something better. Something like this, and you can already see like that light effect, right? And so I'm going to just select all the glow and just group them and call them glow, so whatever it is I want to do can affect everything at the same time, right? And so let's just save our work. Now let's try to add a bit of dark vibe to the entire design. And to do that, we are going to first of all introduce just try out some things, reduce the brightness, I'm going to try out several stuffs and just see what works for us, right? Let's bring in color up, and we're going to bring in my favorite, Foggy Nights. It's not looking okay at all, so just keep trying some effect so we'll get what we're looking for. Okay, I like this effect actually, although it's too. Can adjust it. Let's bring the curve down a little bit. Let's see how it looks like. Alright, so what we want to do is we'll try not to make it affect. So let's see if it doesn't affect the TVs. So I'm going to duplicate this, right? Bring one down here, then this one I'm going to just reduce power. Not feeling the vibe, right? So let's try out other means. So at this point I'm just trying to walk around things and see what can work for me personally, because I mean this just look very low, but it's not giving me the same vibe that I have here, right? And so for the sound, let's just create we're going to add some orbs to the sand, just to affect only the sand, as well as no. Let's go back. Alright, so for the sound, I think what I can just do is I will just work with hue and saturation and exposure. So let's start with hue and saturation, clip it. So I want to bring down, I mean it's just too brown. Yeah, something like this. Something like this works. Exactly. So then I'm going to bring in exposure. Also power clip this, then I'm going to reduce the exposure to some extent. Also probably, yeah, exactly, work around this. Okay, so now that we have the sun looking dark to some point, right, I still am not feeling this glow within, but if I turn it off, it will not look okay. So what I can do is let's walk around. Alright. So for the back, I'm still going to make it like slightly dark, maybe for the sky. So for the sky, let's just introduce exposure as well. Yeah. So it looks like it's actually a dark. Right. So, but because we don't want it to affect everything, we just select your layer mask, take your brush, reduce the opacity to like 29 or something, and just brush through. Just brush through those parts that you don't want it to show on. And so we have something like this, right? have something like this. And so at this point we will need to add those light effects. Saving my work. Alright, so now that we have this, what we want to do is we want to test the sound light, like by adding some light part to the sound. So like you can see on this design, you will see that the ground has some light effects. So to do that, we'll just take our lights, our brush, and just take your brush and just play around the light part. You can see it doesn't affect everything like that, so just those pointed parts. And that's why we're just trying our best to ensure that not all something like this here. And we can then apply Alright. Then also add a bit of shade down parts. So, drop number 2. So it's showing. Almost there's nothing there. So the sun needs to go up more. That's what it's saying. Also, the sun is not showing. So what's? Oh, okay. The screen. Screen, that's what's giving us the issue. Screen 2. So just cut the screen out. Yeah. So just in front of the sand as well, I want to put something in front of the sand. It's a dark shade. So it's obvious that yes, something is there. Alright. So this is what we have so far. This is what we have so far. I want to look for a way to get this effect, this light effect. I don't know. There should be a way I can get it. Okay, I think what I can do is the same way I did this light. Just something like this. See what it looks like from here. Okay, looks good. So let's create lights. No, just and reduce the overlay slightly. Alright, for the glow, I thought of something for the glow, right? So let's duplicate. We're going to merge it, right? We're going to merge it, and we're going to bring in a new color, just like this color. Use it to fill up. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, go back. Just go back to the previous. No, does not work. So let's delete that color view. Alright, so we just have this, right? So we have one screen, duplicate, I have another one, color dodge. Color dodge, we can reduce it slightly. So we can add more blur to it. Right, duplicate as well. Yeah, something like this. Alright, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave it like this. Let's add some saturation at the back of like at the back of the TV. So the sky itself, it's lacking saturation. So let's use this one. Is it this one? Oh. let's just use one that is very thick, then let's use another one, color look up, to stripe, warm, exactly. So that's warm vibe. So for the exposure, we can slightly reduce this, just slightly. Then you can see the difference between this. We turn this off. I mean, it still looks okay, but I want that green vibe. Since we're talking about Nigeria, just that green vibe to show. And as usual, it's your sky, so it must always be blurred. So Gaussian blur, not so blur like this, but to some extent. And so we have, to some extent, it's not as perfect as this, because this is just not as perfect as this. But I'll take it, right? I'll take it. So yeah, we're just going to work with this. And at this point, I'm just going to turn this off and fully focus on the design, because now the design has taken a different shape, right? So the next thing we want to do now is to bring in our character. And where is our character? This is our character. Just yeah. So I'm going to save this. Ensure it is saved. So for our character, just let's go to select subject. All right. So we have been able to select using subjects, and also to use I used the other pen tool, the other selection tool to properly select it. So what I want to do is just to ensure the air is properly selected. There's no kind of white background showing in the air. And so I'll just press OK, and we have our character. So we're going to bring her here. So this is where she's going to be. Just place her just like so. Yeah, someone that has been frustrated for the past 8 years, and she's not sure if she's about to face another form of frustration or things will work out. And so I'm just going to bring this down. Okay, that's okay. Up. Now in this situation, right, every effect we've added here, we need to also include it to the lady. So I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to clip, right? That's the first set of effects. Yeah, so now the next one is we're going to let's reduce the brightness a bit. Something like this. Alright. So that being said, let's just quickly start work on this. The first thing we want to do is we want to duplicate the character, which is the girl. Then we're going to change the image, the saturation to black, so that we can use that as the shadow, right? So this is the shadow, so let's just call it shadow. Then we can flip vertically, right? When we flip vertically, we're able to then use our distort tool to properly place it, just place it in such a way that at least people know that yes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. because light is coming from the back. That's the light from the TVs. They're going to be reflecting on her, and so that's basically what we're going for. This is shadow. Let's just apply. We're going to apply. We want to apply soft light. Let's apply normal, and then adjust it. Then add blur. Yeah, something like this. Something like this works. Alright, now let's create another layer for another set of shadow, because she's sitting down, so it can't be her legs and stuff can't be this clear, because it's a dark environment. Oh, excuse me. It's a dark environment, so definitely at some point you will not be able to see all these parts. She's sitting down, right? So I have this, right? And so let's just apply, multiply, and just, it has to be slightly dark to some point. Then on our body itself, bringing it up here, shade, because we need to shade some parts of our body, especially these parts that do not have any form of light coming through. And some bit of shade. Since this part of our body does not have any form of light, don't worry, we're adjusting that. So also reduce the opacity so we can extend it to other parts of our body. Just play around it. Let's play around it. Alright. Having done that, we can then use multiply and then adjust. Also adjust this as well. This one has to be adjusted to some point. Right. Yeah, just adjust till you're satisfied with what you are seeing. So yeah, I'm going to save my work. Now we're going to add light rays or light trees just on our body, like on the edges of our body, so that light is coming from the back, so there's a need to show that light. So click also switch, then we'll take it from just using your initiative to look at, okay, where would light reflect from, and so ensure it is 100%. Those parts that light will definitely reflect on, you just paint across like that. Right. paint across like that, like that, like that. Those parts that you know that definitely light will show. Now that we have this, you can then reduce the opacity again and then play around more light. It's not going to be that much, just like so. Something like that. Now you can then apply it using so you can duplicate clip marks as well, and this one you can make it soft light, and you can then reduce it. You can also reduce this slightly, and so yeah, we have a little bit of vibe going on here. You can also still include, just bring in one glue, just one glue here, just make it large, so it gives this vibe of, you know, you get what I'm saying now, that kind of vibe. I think it's large enough like this. Yeah, so let's save our work. Continue. So at this point, I want to zoom in. My system is already showing signs of, oh my god, heavy duty. And so at this point, I want to zoom in, and as usual, my favorite thing to do, blur out. Pick your blur too. So I'm going to blur them out, so let me just do that. Alright, so I've been able to blur those parts of our body. Right, now you look at the sand and you know that, I mean, if you're taking a picture and your focus is the lady and probably some part of the TV, some part of the sand also should have some bits of blur. So we are going to just do that. We are going to add blur to some part of the sand. Not so much, but you know, just a gentle kind of blur. And so we are going to create the layer mask and just Ctrl I to invert the layer mask. Ensure you are creating clipping masks. Ctrl I to invert. Then you take your brush. Ensure it is ensure your opacity is 100. So just paint those parts that you want the blur to, you know, show, and you know, to show. If it's too much, you can then reduce it from here. Alright, so that being said as well, we want to also, our TVs need to be blurred. So let's merge our TVs. So you can see our TV is standing alone like this, and just apply a little bit of blur, just a little bit of Gaussian blur, so that the news do not fade away. Right, I think we need to reduce this light effect, like this glow effect. So I'm going to zoom out to see it properly. You can see how it looks like, right? All right, so what else you want to do? You want to add for the TVs, you want to add some bit of light to the edges as well. So let's just create light, just some rough form of light just at the edge. But instead of white, it's going to take this orange shape. So take your brush tool, just brush across this. So you can give it, I mean, you already applied shadow, so you can give it some kind of depth. Just play around something. Don't be rigid. Alright, so we have something like this, and we can then apply overlay. You can see like the vibe it gives it alone says a lot. Right? So yeah, before I continue, let me just see my regular name. So just call this an Elzenitho manipulation. So just slightly bigger, and for our font, let's just use DM Sans. So I'm just going to spread it like so. Alright, so we have this. Alright. And so yeah, let's just add one more effect to this. We just play around things. Let's see how it looks like, you know. And not this one looks very, this one, yeah, doesn't look. Okay, I like this. So I'm going to add another shade just so that and just have some kind of vibe around here. enlarge it slightly, and yeah, we are good to go. So wow, we're able to, at some point I was like, yeah, are we going to be able to pull this off? And you know, I'm glad we are able to do something close to what we wanted, right? And so yeah, the name of the design is 8 years more, and you know, it's just like the concept is, you know, every Nigerian right now is just at that edge where you don't really know what is next for Nigeria as a whole, and you don't know if we are going to enter another 8 years of craziness, right? So yeah, that's just how it is. Okay, what does we want to do? What does we want to add? What else are we doing to this? Let's see. All right, one more stuff I figured we should put is you know, the Nigerian flag, just like a form of a symbol that shows you know, what we are talking about. So it's not just we're not just talking about any country here, we're talking about Nigeria. Alright, so one can stay here and have another one flipped horizontally. Stay here. Right? I mean, at this point, I'm just testing out things. Okay, let's just keep it as one. So I'm going to just so let's just quickly add light and shadow so that it doesn't look awkward. For our lights, remember we're working with this bright light here. So basically we just and for our shadow or for our shade we use our black color and just apply the shade right. Yeah, it's too much. So yeah, just use our multiply and reduce the opacity and the fill, and yeah, we're good to go. So I'm just going to stop here, right? I'm going to save it and stop here. Tried our best. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to close this. Then as usual, select the first layer, scroll down, hold down shift, select this last layer and press Ctrl Shift Alt E to convert everything to a single image, right? Then we can then go to our camera raw filter for other engagements. Wow, it's almost 4. Oh my god, it's almost 4 a.m. in the morning. So for this, want to just reduce this. Let's just play around this. Alright, I'm just going to stick with this, and for my details I'm going to increase the sharpening. Too much is not good to make your work ringy, so I'm going to try to zoom in a bit. Yeah, this is fine. Let's reduce noise a bit. So let's add a bit of grain, like when there's this grain vibe. Let's add some form of vignette, right? So then press OK, and this is the before, and you see the after now. Alright, so yeah, that's basically where we're going to stop today. I mean, I would love to see what you can create with this concept, right? And if this resonates with you, if you love this tutorial, please give me a like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and stuff like that. And also tag me in your designs, like any tutorial you create using my tutorial video, you can tag me in your designs, and I would also comment and share my ideas and stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for staying this far. See you next time.